Students, welcome to part 4 of our chapter on quadratic equations for CBSE Class 10. In the previous parts, we learned what quadratic equations are, how to identify them, and different methods of finding their roots. We also practiced solving several types of questions to strengthen our understanding of the topic. In this video, we will focus on an important application of quadratic equations, namely word problems. Many real-life situations can be represented using quadratic equations. Problems related to area, dimensions, age, numbers, speed, and arrangements of objects often lead to quadratic equations. The challenge is not only solving the equation but also converting the given information into a mathematical form. To solve such questions successfully, we will follow a systematic approach. First, we will carefully read and understand the problem. Next, we will assume the unknown quantity using a variable. Then, we will translate the given conditions into an equation. After that, we will simplify the equation and write it in the standard quadratic form. Finally, we will solve the equation and verify whether the obtained answer satisfies the conditions given in the question. As we work through the examples, pay close attention to how the information in words is converted into mathematical expressions. This skill is extremely important for board examinations because it helps you tackle application-based and competency-based questions with confidence. So let us begin with our first word problem and see how quadratic equations can be used to solve practical situations step by step. In this video, we will learn how to solve word problems based on quadratic equations. Many students can solve quadratic equations directly, but they often find word problems challenging because the equation is hidden inside a real-life situation. The key is to carefully read the question, identify the unknown quantity, form an equation, and then solve it. Today, we will work on a word problem based on a mango grove. Through this example, you will understand how a practical situation can be converted into a quadratic equation and solved step by step. While solving such problems, always remember these important steps. First, understand what information is given in the question. Second, assume the unknown quantity using a variable. Third, translate the given conditions into a mathematical equation. Fourth, simplify the equation and write it in the standard quadratic form. Finally, solve the quadratic equation and verify whether the answer satisfies the conditions given in the problem. Let us now take the mango grove problem and solve it carefully step by step. By the end of this example, you will be able to approach similar quadratic equation word problems with confidence. Let us first read the question carefully. Is it possible to design a rectangular mango grove whose length is twice its breadth and the area is 800 square meters? If so, find its length and breadth. Now let us solve the problem step by step. We are given that the length of the rectangular mango grove is twice its breadth and its area is 800 square meters. Let the breadth of the mango grove be x meters. Since the length is twice the breadth, the length will be 2x meters. We know that the area of a rectangle is equal to length multiplied by breadth. Substituting the given values, we get area equals 2x multiplied by x. Since the area is 800 square meters, we can write 2x squared equals 800. Dividing both sides by 2, we get x squared equals 400. Taking the square root of both sides gives x equals plus 20 or minus 20. Since the breadth of a grove cannot be negative, we reject minus 20. Therefore, x equals 20. So, the breadth of the mango grove is 20 meters. The length is 2 times 20, which is 40 meters. Let us verify our answer. Area equals 40 multiplied by 20, which is 800 square meters. The condition given in the question is satisfied. Hence, it is possible to design such a rectangular mango grove. Therefore, the breadth of the mango grove is 20 meters and the length of the mango grove is 40 meters. Now let us move to another interesting application of quadratic equations. In this section, we will solve a word problem based on age. Age-related problems are quite common in examinations. In such questions, we represent a person's present age using a variable and then use the information given in the question to form a quadratic equation. While solving age problems, remember to carefully identify whether the question talks about present age, past age, or future age. Once the relationship between the ages is understood, forming the equation becomes much easier. Let us now read the question carefully and solve it step by step using the concepts of quadratic equations. By the end of this example, you will see how a real-life age situation can be converted into a mathematical equation and solved accurately. Let us now solve an age-based word problem using quadratic equations. First, let us carefully read the question. Is the following situation possible? If so, determine their present ages. The sum of the ages of two friends is 20 years. 4 years ago, the product of their ages was 48. Now let us analyze the information given. We need to find the present ages of the two friends. Do we know their present ages? No. So let us assume the present age of the first friend is X years. Since the sum of their present ages is 20 years, the present age of the second friend will be 20 minus X years. Now let us consider their ages 4 years ago. 4 years ago, the first friend's age was X minus 4 years. Similarly, 4 years ago, the second friend's age was 20 minus X minus 4 years, which simplifies to 16 minus X years. According to the condition given in the question, the product of their ages 4 years ago was 48. Therefore, we can write X minus 4 multiplied by 16 minus X equals 48. Now let us simplify this equation. Expanding the brackets, we get 16x minus x squared minus 64 plus 4x equals 48. Combining like terms gives negative x squared plus 20x minus 64 equals 48. Bringing all the terms to one side, we get negative x squared plus 20x minus 112 equals 0. Multiplying both sides by negative 1, we obtain x squared minus 20x plus 112 equals 0. Now let us try factorization. First, we find the prime factors of 112. However, we do not get to numbers whose product is 112 and whose sum is 20. Therefore, factorization is not possible. So, let us use the quadratic formula method. Comparing the equation with the standard form, we get A equals 1, B equals negative 20, and C equals 112. Now let us calculate the discriminant. The discriminant is B squared minus 4AC. Substituting the values, we get negative 20 whole squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 112. This becomes 400 minus 448, which gives negative 48. Since the discriminant is less than 0, the quadratic equation has no real roots. As there are no real roots, the ages cannot have real values that satisfy the given conditions. Hence, the situation described in the question is not possible. Therefore, there are no present ages of the two friends that satisfy all the given conditions. Let us move to another application of quadratic equations. In this section, we will solve a word problem based on numbers. Problems involving numbers are very common in quadratic equations. In such questions, we usually assume an unknown number as a variable and then use the relationships given in the question to form a quadratic equation. The key idea is to carefully translate the statements given in words into mathematical expressions. Once the equation is formed, we can solve it using factorization, completing the square, or the quadratic formula. As we work through the next example, pay attention to how the information about the numbers is converted into an equation. This process is often more important than the actual solving part. So let us now read the question carefully and solve it step by step using the concepts of quadratic equations. By the end of this example, you will be more confident in handling number-based word problems in your examinations. Let us now solve another word problem based on numbers. First, let us read the question carefully. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and whose product is 182. Now let us understand what we need to find. We need to find two numbers. Since we do not know the numbers, let us assume one of the numbers is x. We are given that the sum of the two numbers is 27. Therefore, first number plus second number equals 27. Substituting the first number as x, we get x plus second number equals 27. So, the second number becomes 27 minus x. Now we use the second condition given in the question. The product of the two numbers is 182. Therefore, x multiplied by 27 minus x equals 182. Expanding the expression, we get 27x minus x squared equals 182. Bringing all the terms to one side, we obtain x squared minus 27x plus 182 equals 0. Now let us solve this quadratic equation by factorization. First, let us find the prime factors of 182. The prime factorization of 182 is to multiply it by 7 multiplied by 13. Now we need two factors whose product is 182 and whose sum is 27. We can see that 14 multiplied by 13 gives 182. Also, 14 plus 13 equals 27. Therefore, 14 and 13 are the required numbers. Since the last sign in the quadratic equation is positive and the middle term is negative, both factors will be negative. So, we split the middle term as x squared minus 14x minus 13x plus 182 equals 0. Taking common factors, we get x multiplied by x minus 14 minus 13 multiplied by x minus 14 equals 0. Factoring further, we obtain x minus 14 multiplied by x minus 13 equals 0. Therefore, x minus 14 equals 0. Or x minus 13 equals 0. So, x equals 14. Or x equals 13. If x equals 14, then the second number is 27 minus 14, which is 13. If x equals 13, then the second number is 27 minus 13, which is 14. Thus, in both cases, we get the same pair of numbers. Therefore, the two numbers are 14 and 13. Let us verify our answer. 14 plus 13 equals 27. And 14 multiplied by 13 equals 182. Both conditions are satisfied. Hence, the required numbers are 14 and 13. Let us read the question carefully. The sum of the squares of two consecutive positive numbers is 365. Find the numbers. Now let us understand what we need to find. We have to find two consecutive positive numbers. What do consecutive numbers mean? Consecutive numbers are numbers that come one after another. For example, 3 and 4 are consecutive numbers. 6 and 7 are consecutive numbers. So, if one number is x, the next consecutive number will be x plus 1. Let the two required consecutive positive numbers be x and x plus 1. According to the given condition, the sum of their squares is 365. Therefore, x squared plus x plus 1 whole squared equals 365. Expanding the expression, we get x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 365. Combining like terms gives 2x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 365. Bringing all the terms to one side, we obtain 2x squared plus 2x minus 364 equals 0. Dividing the entire equation by 2, we get x squared plus x minus 182 equals 0. Now let us solve this quadratic equation by factorization. First, let us find the prime factors of 182. The prime factorization of 182 is to multiply it by 7 multiplied by 13. Since the last sign is negative, we need two factors whose product is 182 and whose difference is equal to the middle coefficient, which is 1. We can see that 14 multiplied by 13 gives 182. Also, 14 minus 13 equals 1. Therefore, 14 and 13 are the required factors. Since the middle term is positive and the constant term is negative, we assign the positive sign to the larger factor and the negative sign to the smaller factor. So, we rewrite the equation as x squared plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 equals 0. Taking common factors, we get x multiplied by x plus 14 minus 13 multiplied by x plus 14 equals 0. Factoring further, we obtain x plus 14 multiplied by x minus 13 equals 0. Therefore, x plus 14 equals 0. Or x minus 13 equals 0. So, x equals negative 14. Or x equals 13. Since the question asks for positive numbers, we reject negative 14. Therefore, x equals 13. The next consecutive number is x plus 1, which is 14. Let us verify our answer. 13 squared is 169. 14 squared is 196. Adding them gives 169 plus 196 equals 365. The condition is satisfied. Hence, the two required consecutive positive numbers are 13 and 14. Let us read the question carefully. The difference of the squares of two numbers is 180. The square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Find the two numbers. Now let us understand what we need to find. We have to find two numbers, a larger number and a smaller number. Since this is a comparative statement, let us assume the larger number is x. According to the question, the square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Therefore, square of the smaller number equals 8x. Taking the square root of both sides, we get smaller number equals square root of 8x. Now let us use the first condition. The difference of the squares of the two numbers is 180. That means square of the larger number minus square of the smaller number equals 180. Substituting the values, we get x squared minus 8x equals 180. Bringing all the terms to one side, we obtain x squared minus 8x minus 180 equals 0. Now let us solve this quadratic equation by factorization. First, let us find the prime factors of 180. The prime factorization of 180 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. Since the last sign is negative, we need two factors whose product is 180 and whose difference is 8. We find that 18 multiplied by 10 gives 180. Also, 18 minus 10 equals 8. Therefore, 18 and 10 are the required factors. Since the middle term is negative, we assign the negative sign to the larger factor and the positive sign to the smaller factor. So, we rewrite the equation as x squared minus 18x plus 10x minus 180 equals 0. Taking common factors, we get x multiplied by x minus 18 plus 10 multiplied by x minus 18 equals 0. Factoring further, we obtain x minus 18 multiplied by x plus 10 equals 0. Therefore, x minus 18 equals 0. Or x plus 10 equals 0. So, x equals 18. Or x equals negative 10. Now let us check both values. If the larger number is 18, then smaller number equals square root of 8 multiplied by 18. This becomes square root of 144. Therefore, the smaller number is 12. Now let us check the other value. If the larger number is negative 10, then smaller number equals square root of 8 multiplied by negative 10. This becomes square root of negative 80. Since the square root of a negative number is not a real number, this value is not acceptable. Therefore, we reject x equals negative 10. Hence, the larger number is 18 and the smaller number is 12. Let us verify our answer. 18 squared minus 12 squared equals 324 minus 144. This gives 180. Also, 12 squared equals 144. And 8 multiplied by 18 is also 144. Both conditions are satisfied. Therefore, the two required numbers are 18 and 12. Let us move to another interesting word problem based on marbles. In this example, we will see how a simple situation involving marbles can be represented using a quadratic equation and solved systematically. Word problems based on marbles usually involve arrangements, grouping, or patterns. The challenge is to carefully understand the relationship given in the question and convert it into a mathematical equation. As always, we will follow a step-by-step approach. First, we will identify the unknown quantity. Next, we will represent it using a variable. Then, we will form an equation based on the information provided. Finally, we will solve the quadratic equation and verify our answer. While solving the problem, pay close attention to how the real-life situation is translated into algebraic expressions. This is an important skill for solving application-based questions in examinations. So, let us now read the marble problem carefully and solve it step by step using the concepts of quadratic equations. Let us read the question carefully. John and Jeevanti together have 45 marbles. Both of them lost 5 marbles each, and the product of the number of marbles they now have is 124. We would like to find out how many marbles they had to start with. Now let us understand what we need to find. We need to find the number of marbles John and Jeevanti originally had. Let the number of marbles John had initially be x. Since together they had 45 marbles, the number of marbles Jeevanti had initially will be 45 minus x. Now both of them lose 5 marbles each. Therefore, John now has x minus 5 marbles. Jeevanti now has 45 minus x minus 5 marbles, which simplifies to 40 minus x marbles. According to the given condition, the product of the marbles they now have is 124. Therefore, x minus 5 multiplied by 40 minus x equals 124. Let us expand the expression. 40x minus x squared minus 200 plus 5x equals 124. Combining like terms, we get negative x squared plus 45x minus 200 equals 124. Bringing all terms to one side gives negative x squared plus 45x minus 324 equals 0. Multiplying by negative 1, we obtain x squared minus 45x plus 324 equals 0. Now let us solve this quadratic equation by factorization. We need two numbers whose product is 324 and whose sum is 45. By examining the factors of 324, we find that 9 and 36 satisfy these conditions. 9 multiplied by 36 equals 324. And 9 plus 36 equals 45. Therefore, we split the middle term as x squared minus 36x minus 9x plus 324 equals 0. Taking common factors, we get x multiplied by x minus 36 minus 9 multiplied by x minus 36 equals 0. Factoring further, we obtain x minus 36 multiplied by x minus 9 equals 0. Therefore, x minus 36 equals 0. Or x minus 9 equals 0. So, x equals 36. Or x equals 9. If x equals 36, then Jeevanti had 45 minus 36, which is 9 marbles. If x equals 9, then Jeevanti had 45 minus 9, which is 36 marbles. Thus, there are two possible arrangements. Either John had 36 marbles and Jeevanti had 9 marbles, or John had 9 marbles and Jeevanti had 36 marbles. Let us verify the answer. After losing 5 marbles each, they would have 31 and 4 marbles. The product of 31 and 4 is 124. The condition is satisfied. Hence, either John had 36 marbles and Jeevanti had 9 marbles, or vice versa. Now let us move to another interesting application of quadratic equations. In this section, we will solve a word problem based on consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers are numbers that come one after another without any gap. For example, 5 and 6 are consecutive numbers, while 10, 11, and 12 are three consecutive numbers. In such problems, we usually represent the first number by a variable and express the next consecutive number in terms of that variable. This helps us convert the given information into a quadratic equation. As we solve the upcoming example, pay close attention to how the relationship between consecutive numbers is translated into mathematical expressions. Once the equation is formed, the remaining steps involve solving the quadratic equation and checking the answer. So let us now read the question carefully and solve it step by step using the concepts of quadratic equations. By the end of this example, you will be able to solve similar consecutive number problems with confidence. Before we start solving word problems based on consecutive numbers, let us first understand how consecutive numbers are represented algebraically. Consecutive numbers are numbers that come one after another without any gap. For example, 5 and 6 are two consecutive numbers. Notice that 6 can be written as 5 plus 1. Similarly, if the first number is represented by x, then the next consecutive number can be written as x plus 1. Therefore, two consecutive numbers can be represented as x and x plus 1. Now let us consider three consecutive numbers. For example, 5, 6, and 7. We can write them as 5, 5 plus 1, and 5 plus 2. In algebraic form, they can be represented as x, x plus 1, and x plus 2. Similarly, four consecutive numbers such as 5, 6, 7, and 8 can be written as 5, 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2, and 5 plus 3. Therefore, four consecutive numbers are represented as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. Now let us look at consecutive odd numbers. For example, 3 and 5. Notice that the difference between them is 2. So, if the first odd number is x, the next consecutive odd number will be x plus 2. Therefore, two consecutive odd numbers are represented as x and x plus 2. The same idea applies to consecutive even numbers. For example, 4 and 6. Again, the difference between them is 2. So, if the first even number is x, the next consecutive even number will be x plus 2. Therefore, two consecutive even numbers are also represented as x and x plus 2. These representations are very important because they help us convert word problems into algebraic equations. Once we represent the numbers correctly, forming and solving the quadratic equation becomes much easier. Now that we understand how to represent consecutive numbers, consecutive odd numbers, and consecutive even numbers, let us move on to solving some word problems based on these concepts. Let us read the question carefully. The sum of the squares of two consecutive natural numbers is 113. Find the numbers. Now let us understand what we need to find. We have to find two consecutive natural numbers. Since they are consecutive numbers, let the two numbers be x and x plus 1. According to the given condition, the sum of their squares is 113. Therefore, x squared plus x plus 1 whole squared equals 113. Now let us expand the equation. X squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 113. Combining like terms, we get 2x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 113. Bringing all terms to one side, we obtain 2x squared plus 2x minus 112 equals 0. Dividing the entire equation by 2, we get x squared plus x minus 56 equals 0. Now let us solve this quadratic equation by factorization. We need two factors whose product is 56 and whose difference is 1. The factors are 8 and 7 because 8 multiplied by 7 equals 56. And 8 minus 7 equals 1. Since the middle term is positive and the constant term is negative, we give the positive sign to the larger factor and the negative sign to the smaller factor. Therefore, we rewrite the equation as x squared plus 8x minus 7x minus 56 equals 0. Taking common factors, we get x multiplied by x plus 8 minus 7 multiplied by x plus 8 equals 0. Factoring further, we obtain x plus 8 multiplied by x minus 7 equals 0. Therefore, x plus 8 equals 0. Or x minus 7 equals 0. So, x equals negative 8. Or x equals 7. Since the required numbers are natural numbers, we reject negative 8. Therefore, x equals 7. The next consecutive number is x plus 1, which is 8. Let us verify our answer. 7 squared is 49. 8 squared is 64. 49 plus 64 equals 113. The condition is satisfied. Hence, the two required consecutive natural numbers are 7 and 8. Now let us move to another type of word problem based on consecutive even natural numbers. We already know that consecutive even numbers differ by 2. For example, 4 and 6 are consecutive even numbers. Similarly, 10 and 12 are consecutive even numbers. Therefore, if the first even number is represented by x, the next consecutive even number will be x plus 2. In word problems involving consecutive even numbers, this representation helps us convert the given information into a quadratic equation. As we solve the next example, remember that the two consecutive even numbers will always be represented as x and x plus 2. Once we form the equation using the conditions given in the question, we can solve it using the methods we have already learned, such as factorization or the quadratic formula. So let us now read the question carefully and solve the problem step by step. By the end of this example, you will be able to confidently solve word problems involving consecutive even natural numbers using quadratic equations. In this question, we have to find two consecutive even natural numbers whose squares add up to 100. First, let us understand what consecutive even numbers are. Consecutive even numbers increase by 2 each time. For example, 6 and 8, 10 and 12, or 14 and 16. So, if the first even number is represented by x, then the next consecutive even number will be x plus 2. Therefore, let the two consecutive even natural numbers be x and x plus 2. According to the given condition, the sum of the squares of these two numbers is 100. So, the square of x plus the square of x plus 2 is equal to 100. On simplifying, we get the quadratic equation x squared plus 2x minus 48 equals 0. Now we need to factorize this equation. For factorization, we need two factors of 48 whose difference is 2. Looking at the factors of 48, we find that 8 and 6 satisfy this condition because 8 minus 6 equals 2. Since the middle term is positive and the last term is negative, we give a positive sign to 8 and a negative sign to 6. Using these numbers, we factorize the equation and obtain two possible values of x, negative 8 and 6. Since the required numbers are natural numbers, negative 8 cannot be accepted. Therefore, x is equal to 6. The second number is x plus 2, which gives 8. Hence, the two required consecutive even natural numbers are 6 and 8. Let us verify the answer. The square of 6 is 36 and the square of 8 is 64. When we add 36 and 64, we get 100. Since the condition is satisfied, the two consecutive even natural numbers are 6 and 8. In this section, we will learn how to solve quadratic equation word problems based on 3 consecutive odd natural numbers. Before solving such problems, we must know how to represent consecutive odd numbers algebraically. For example, 3 consecutive odd numbers can be 3, 5, and 7. Notice that each number is greater than the previous number by 2. If the first odd number is represented by x, then the next odd number will be x plus 2, and the third odd number will be x plus 4. So, whenever a question involves 3 consecutive odd natural numbers, we can represent them as x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. This representation helps us convert word problems into algebraic equations and solve them using quadratic equations. Now, let us use this concept to solve some interesting problems involving three consecutive odd natural numbers. Let us read the question. Three consecutive odd natural numbers are such that the product of the first and third is greater than 4 times the middle by 1. We have to find the numbers. In this question, we need to find three consecutive odd natural numbers. Since odd numbers increase by 2 each time, we can represent the three consecutive odd numbers as x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. Now let us translate the given condition into a mathematical equation. The first number is x and the third number is x plus 4. Therefore, the product of the first and third numbers is x multiplied by x plus 4. The middle number is x plus 2. 4 times the middle number is 4 multiplied by x plus 2. According to the question, the product of the first and third numbers is 1 more than 4 times the middle number. So, x multiplied by x plus 4 is equal to 4 multiplied by x plus 2 plus 1. Now let us simplify the equation. Multiplying the brackets, we get x squared plus 4x equals 4x plus 8 plus 1. The term 4x appears on both sides and gets cancelled. This leaves us with x squared equals 9. Taking the square root of both sides, we get x equal to plus 3 or minus 3. Since the required numbers are natural numbers, minus 3 cannot be accepted. Therefore, x is equal to 3. Substituting this value, the second number becomes 3 plus 2, which is 5. The third number becomes 3 plus 4, which is 7. Hence, the three consecutive odd natural numbers are 3, 5, and 7. Let us verify the answer. The product of the first and third numbers is 3 multiplied by 7, which equals 21. 4 times the middle number is 4 multiplied by 5, which equals 20. 21 is 1 more than 20. Therefore, the condition given in the question is satisfied. Hence, the required three consecutive odd natural numbers are 3, 5, and 7. In this section, we will learn how to solve quadratic equation word problems based on 5 consecutive numbers. Before solving such problems, let us understand how to represent 5 consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers increase by 1 each time. For example, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are 5 consecutive numbers. If the first number is represented by x, then the next 4 consecutive numbers will be x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, and x plus 4. Therefore, 5 consecutive numbers can be represented as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, and x plus 4. Representing the numbers in this way helps us convert the given word problem into an algebraic equation. Once the equation is formed, we can simplify it and solve it using the methods of quadratic equations. Now, let us solve some interesting word problems involving 5 consecutive numbers. Let us read the question. The sum of the squares of 5 consecutive natural numbers is 1455. We have to find the numbers. In this question, we need to find 5 consecutive natural numbers. Since the question involves 5 consecutive numbers, let us represent them as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, and x plus 4. According to the given condition, the sum of the squares of these 5 numbers is 1455. So, the square of x plus the square of x plus 1 plus the square of x plus 2 plus the square of x plus 3 plus the square of x plus 4 is equal to 1455. Now let us expand and simplify the equation. After opening the brackets and combining like terms, we get 5x squared plus 20x minus 1425 equals 0. Since every term is divisible by 5, we divide the entire equation by 5. This gives us x squared plus 4x minus 285 equals 0. Now we need to factorize this quadratic equation. For factorization, we need two factors of 285 whose difference is 4. The numbers are 19 and 15 because 19 minus 15 equals 4 and 19 multiplied by 15 equals 285. Since the middle term is positive and the last term is negative, we give a positive sign to the bigger factor and a negative sign to the smaller factor. Using these factors, we factorize the equation and obtain two possible values of x, 15 and negative 19. Since x represents a natural number, negative 19 cannot be accepted. Therefore, x is equal to 15. Now let us find the remaining consecutive numbers. X plus 1 is 16. X plus 2 is 17. X plus 3 is 18. And x plus 4 is 19. Hence, the 5 consecutive natural numbers are 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Let us verify the answer. The square of 15 is 225. The square of 16 is 256. The square of 17 is 289. The square of 18 is 324. And the square of 19 is 361. Adding all these values, we get 1455. Therefore, the required 5 consecutive natural numbers are 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. In this section, we will learn how to solve quadratic equation word problems based on 4 consecutive numbers. Before solving such problems, let us understand how to represent 4 consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers increase by 1 each time. For example, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are 4 consecutive numbers. If the first number is represented by x, then the next 3 consecutive numbers will be x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. Therefore, 4 consecutive numbers can be represented as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. Notice that each number is expressed in terms of the first number. This helps us convert the given word problem into a mathematical equation easily. Once the equation is formed, we can simplify it and solve it using the methods of quadratic equations. So, whenever a question involves 4 consecutive numbers, remember to represent them as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. Now, let us solve a word problem based on 4 consecutive numbers. Let us read the question carefully. The product of 4 consecutive positive integers is 840. We have to find the 4 integers. Since there are 4 consecutive positive integers, let us assume them as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. According to the given condition, the product of these 4 numbers is 840. So, x multiplied by x plus 1, multiplied by x plus 2, multiplied by x plus 3 is equal to 840. To make the expression simpler, we group the first and fourth terms together and the second and third terms together. This gives us x multiplied by x plus 3 and x plus 1 multiplied by x plus 2. After multiplying, we get x squared plus 3x and x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now let x squared plus 3x be represented by m. The equation becomes m multiplied by m plus 2 equals 840. On simplifying, we get m squared plus 2m minus 840 equals 0. Now we need two factors of 840 whose difference is 2. After checking the factor pairs, we find that 30 and 28 satisfy this condition because 30 minus 28 equals 2. Since we are subtracting the factors, we give the positive sign to the bigger factor and the negative sign to the smaller factor. Splitting the middle term and factorizing, we get m plus 30 multiplied by m minus 28 equals 0. Therefore, m equals minus 30 or m equals 28. Now we substitute these values back into m equals x squared plus 3x. First, let us consider m equals minus 30. This gives x squared plus 3x plus 30 equals 0. The discriminant of this equation is negative, which means it has no real solution. So, we reject this case. Now consider m equals 28. We get x squared plus 3x minus 28 equals 0. Next, we need two factors of 28 whose difference is 3. These factors are 7 and 4 because 7 minus 4 equals 3. Using these factors and factorizing, we get x plus 7 multiplied by x minus 4 equals 0. Therefore, x equals minus 7 or x equals 4. Since the question asks for positive integers, x cannot be minus 7. Hence, x equals 4. Substituting this value, we get the 4 consecutive positive integers as 4, 5, 6, and 7. Therefore, the required 4 consecutive positive integers are 4, 5, 6, and 7. In this example, we will learn how to solve a word problem on marks scored using quadratic equations. Word problems are very common in examinations, and the key to solving them is to carefully read the question, identify the unknown quantity, and convert the given information into an equation. In this type of problem, the marks obtained by a student are usually represented by a variable, and the conditions given in the question help us form a quadratic equation. Once the quadratic equation is formed, we simplify it, factorize it, or use another suitable method to find the value of the variable. After finding the value, we substitute it back into the given condition and verify whether it satisfies the problem. Remember, while solving word problems, understanding the statement correctly is more important than the calculations themselves. Now, let us look at the given problem on marks scored and solve it step by step using a quadratic equation. Now, we will solve an interesting word problem based on marks scored in two subjects using quadratic equations. Let us first read the question carefully. The sum of Shefali's marks in mathematics and English is 30. If she had scored 2 marks more in mathematics and 3 marks less in English, then the product of the 2 marks would have been 210. We have to find her actual marks in both subjects. First, let us understand what we need to find. We need to find Shefali's marks in mathematics and English. We know that the total of the 2 marks is 30, but we do not know the individual marks. So, let us assume that Shefali scored X marks in mathematics. Since the total marks are 30, her marks in English will be 30 minus X. Now let us use the second condition given in the question. If Shefali had scored 2 marks more in mathematics, her new mathematics marks would be X plus 2. If she had scored 3 marks less in English, her new English marks would be 27 minus X. According to the question, the product of these new marks would be 210. So, we form the equation x plus 2 multiplied by 27 minus x equals 210. Now we expand and simplify the expression to obtain a quadratic equation. After simplification, we get x squared minus 25x plus 156 equals 0. To factorize this equation, we need two factors of 156 whose sum is 25. The factors are 13 and 12 because 13 plus 12 equals 25. Since the last term is positive and the middle term is negative, both factors will carry negative signs. Using these factors, we factorize the quadratic equation and get x minus 13 multiplied by x minus 12 equals 0. Therefore, x is equal to 13 or x is equal to 12. Let us check both possibilities. If mathematics marks are 13, then English marks will be 30 minus 13, which is 17. If mathematics marks are 12, then English marks will be 30 minus 12, which is 18. Both pairs satisfy the conditions given in the question. Hence, Shefali's marks in mathematics and English can be 13 and 17 respectively, or 12 and 18 respectively. So, the required marks are 13 and 17, or 12 and 18. In this example, we will learn how to solve a word problem based on age using quadratic equations. Age-related problems are very common in mathematics because they involve relationships between present ages, past ages, and future ages. To solve such problems, we first identify the unknown age and represent it using a variable. Next, we carefully translate the statements given in the question into mathematical expressions. These expressions help us form an equation. In some cases, the equation turns out to be a quadratic equation. After forming the quadratic equation, we simplify it and solve for the unknown variable. Once we obtain the value, we substitute it back into the age expressions to find the actual ages required in the question. While solving age problems, it is important to read each statement carefully and understand whether it refers to the present age, age a few years ago, or age after a few years. Now, let us solve the given age-based word problem step by step using a quadratic equation. Before we solve age-related questions, let us first understand what age-based word problems are. Age is something that changes with time. As years pass, a person's age increases. Because of this relationship between present age, past age, and future age problems can often be solved using algebra and quadratic equations. In age problems, we usually do not know the exact age of a person. So, we represent the unknown age with a variable, such as x. Then, we carefully read the statements given in the question and convert them into mathematical expressions. For example, if a person's present age is x years, then after 5 years the age will be x plus 5 years. Similarly, 5 years ago the age would have been x minus 5 years. By using such relationships, we form an equation based on the information given in the problem. Once the equation is formed, we simplify it and solve it to find the value of the variable. Finally, we substitute the value back into the age expressions and check whether the answer satisfies all the given conditions. In this chapter, we will learn how to solve different types of age-related word problems in a simple and systematic way using quadratic equations. Now, we will solve a word problem based on age using quadratic equations. Let us first read the question carefully. The sum of the reciprocals of Rahman's age 3 years ago and his age 5 years from now is 1/3. We have to find his present age. First, let us understand what we need to find. We need to find Rahman's present age. Do we know his present age? No. So, let us assume that Rahman's present age is x years. If his present age is x years, then his age 3 years ago would be x minus 3 years. Similarly, his age 5 years from now would be x plus 5 years. According to the condition given in the question, the reciprocal of his age 3 years ago plus the reciprocal of his age 5 years from now is equal to 1/3. Now, we add the two fractions by taking a common denominator and simplify the expression. After simplifying and cross-multiplying, we get the quadratic equation x squared minus 4x minus 21 equals 0. Now, we need to factorize this quadratic equation. We have to find two factors of 21 such that their difference is 4. The factors are 7 and 3 because 7 minus 3 equals 4. Since the last term is negative, we give the middle sign to the bigger factor and the opposite sign to the smaller factor. Using these factors, we split the middle term and factorize the equation. After factorization, we get x minus 7 multiplied by x plus 3 equals 0. Therefore, the possible values of x are 7 and negative 3. But h can never be negative. So, we reject negative 3. Hence, the value of x is 7. Therefore, the present age of Rahman is 7 years. So, the required answer is that Rahman's present age is 7 years. In this example, we will solve a word problem based on age using a quadratic equation. Age-related problems require us to carefully understand the relationship between the ages of different people. The information may involve present ages, past ages, future ages, sums of ages, or products of ages. To solve such questions, we first represent the unknown age using a variable. Then, we use the conditions given in the question to form a mathematical equation. After simplifying the equation, we obtain a quadratic equation, which can be solved by factorization or any other suitable method. Once we find the value of the variable, we substitute it back to determine the required ages. Finally, we verify that the obtained ages satisfy all the conditions given in the problem. Now, let us read the question carefully and solve the age-based problem step by step. Now, we will solve an interesting age problem using quadratic equations. Let us first read the question carefully. 2 years ago, my age was 4.5 times the age of my son. 6 years ago, my age was twice the square of the age of my son. We have to find the present age of my son. First, let us understand what we need to find. We need to find the present age of the son. Since we do not know the son's present age, let us assume that his present age is x years. Now let us use the first condition. 2 years ago, the son's age would have been x minus 2 years. At that time, the father's age was 4.5 times the son's age. 4.5 can be written as 9 by 2. Therefore, the father's age 2 years ago was 9 by 2 multiplied by x minus 2. To find the father's present age, we add 2 years. So, the father's present age becomes 9 by 2 multiplied by x minus 2 plus 2. Now let us use the second condition. 6 years ago, the son's age was x minus 6 years. According to the question, the father's age 6 years ago was twice the square of the son's age 6 years ago. Therefore, the father's age 6 years ago was 2 multiplied by the square of x minus 6. To get the father's present age, we add 6 years. So, the father's present age becomes 2 multiplied by the square of x minus 6 plus 6. Notice that both expressions represent the father's present age. Therefore, they must be equal. Now we will solve the rest in next slide. Now, both expressions for the father's present age have been formed. Let us simplify them and find the son's present age. We have already obtained two expressions for the father's present age. The first expression is 9 by 2 multiplied by x minus 2 plus 2. The second expression is 2 multiplied by the square of x minus 6 plus 6. Since both expressions represent the father's present age, they must be equal. So, we equate them and form an equation. Next, We simplify the equation by expanding the brackets and arranging all the terms on one side. After simplification, we get the quadratic equation. 4x squared minus 57x plus 170 equals 0. To factorize this equation, we first multiply the coefficient of x squared, which is 4, by the constant term 170. 4 multiplied by 170 gives 680. Now, we need two factors of 680 whose sum is 57. The factors are 40 and 17 because 40 plus 17 equals 57. Since the last term is positive and the middle term is negative, both factors will have negative signs. Using these factors, we split the middle term and factorize the equation. After factorization, we get x minus 10 multiplied by 4x minus 17 equals 0. Therefore, the possible values of x are 10 and 17 by 4. Now, let us check which value is acceptable. If x is 17 by 4, then the son's age 6 years ago becomes negative, which is not possible because age cannot be negative. So, we reject this value. Therefore, the valid value of x is 10. Since x represents the son's present age, we conclude that the present age of the son is 10 years. Hence, the required answer is 10 years. Thank you for watching. I hope this lesson helped you understand the concept clearly. For worksheets, notes, test papers, videos, and study planner, visit our website. Also, join our Telegram channel to get regular updates. Links are given in the description box below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.